And now then, I've got a mate, a really good friend, somebody I'm very fond of, called Andy Robinson. Andy lives in the Burnley region of Lancashire, and Andy is always moidering me, or as I say in Yorkshire, mithering me, which means repeatedly asking me to make a Lancashire delicacy, a butter pie. Now then, we're going to start with shortcrust pastry. So what I've got in my little mixing machine here is 300 grams of plain flour and half that amount, 150 grams of real butter in small cubes. I'm going to blend that up until it gets crumbly. Add a little bit of chilled water. You can do it with your hands, but it's not advisable for making pastry, because what you don't want is you don't want that butter getting warm and melting. Spoils the pastry. So here we go. So our mixture is now resembles breadcrumbs. So I'm going to add into that probably about a tablespoon full of well chilled water. A little splodge there. Give it another mix, and then we're going to bind it all together. Right, we've made our pastry in a nice tight ball. Kneaded it together, not too much with the hands. We don't want you don't want that butter melting with the heat of your hands. But what we're going to do now is we're going to cover it in cling wrap and put it in the fridge for 30 minutes. Right. There she's in cling wrap. It's going to go in the fridge for a minimum of 30 minutes. Better if you leave it overnight, but 30 minutes is fine, and I'll get on with the rest of the recipe. Right, the rest of our dish is salt, pepper, onions and potatoes, and a pie dish to put it in. Doesn't matter whether you want a square one, a round one, a large one, a small one. It's up to you. Right, we peeled our potatoes and sliced them. They're reasonably thin, probably about 1/8 of an inch thick. And we've sliced our onions very thin, because we're going to fry the onions in butter now, and we're going to parboil the potatoes in water with a little salt. So we melt the butter, and we're going to saute those onions slowly until they are nice and soft. We don't want them brown, we want them cooked through and soft. So with onions, the slower you cook them, the sweeter they go. So the potatoes are on the boil now, and I'm going to check them in 5 minutes after the start of the boil. We want them not falling to pieces, we want them firm but cooked. Our onions are doing fab. They are nicely cooked. They're on the lowest setting possible on the heat, and we're just going to give them another 2 or 3 minutes with the lid on. They'll be grand. So we're going to build our pie. We've rolled our pastry out, put it in the base, and we're going to put a layer of potatoes in the dish. And then we're going to put some of these fabulous sauteed onions that have been cooked in lovely butter. And then we're going to top up with some more potatoes. These potatoes are lovely and cooked nice. Well done, but firm. And some more onions. So we put some thin slices of butter across the top, and then we put on the crust and put it in a warm oven. Well, here's our pie top on. I've put in the a half a dozen vent holes and the steam can get out. We're just going to egg wash it, and I'm going to pop it in a fan oven now for at 180, and that's going to be in there anywhere between 20 and 35 minutes. You'll know when it's done. It'll be golden brown. The inside's cooked. We're just warming it up and cooking the pastry. Well, there she is. It's been in the oven for 20 minutes and it looks delish. Well, there you are, Andy. Wigan or Preston or Lancashire butter pie with carrots and turnips and gravy. I'm going to enjoy that. I'll leave the recipe in the description for you, my boy. Bye bye. Well, butter pie. Oh wow. Wow, that's dead good. Do you know, I bet I've not had a butter pie for 20 years. Thanks, Andy. The pastry's knock out, the potatoes and onions. The butter in there gives it that little bit of like cheesy flavour. In fact, if you'd have put cheese in here, it could have been a cheese and onion pie. So away we go. This is my dinner. I'm going to get a cold Dr. Leo. See you later. Bye bye for now.